Okay, we are back on Ascension again playing our Venomancer, and I'm out doing some quests and just having some fun. But you guys seem to like my last video where we talked about Ascension and showed off some PvP, so I thought, you know what, why not make another one? The reason why I'm commentating on these fights is that I like to rewatch my fights anyway, because I want to learn what the classes do, and you know, it's always nice to look back and see, okay, did I make any mistakes, blah blah blah. So I hope you guys like the commenting, because a lot of people have never played Ascension. They have no clue what's going on. I don't really know what's happening half of the time. So yeah, just so you know. And some of you guys have asked for my talents and my gear for my Venomancer, so I will be going over that at the end of my video. So I also saved the best fight, in my opinion, for last. So in this fight, I'm being chased by this cultist. I open with my trap into my Venom ambush into web wrap. So it's getting hit by all of these spiders. Use my Noxious empowerment to get this fat rot dot on him. So I'm like, okay, I'm pretty in a pretty spot here. He's like 20%, 15% HP. I interrupt his heal. He hits me one time for half my HP, and I have a big healing absorb on me. So I'm like, okay, this is, that was, you know, never underestimate cultists. They can actually one-hit you. It's quite annoying. So let's take a look at the next fight. The next fight is against a Knight of Zoroth. He's level 44, I'm level 42. And I thought like, okay, this should be an easy fight. I could just jump him like usual. So I start with my trap opener. I miss my first trap, I dash again, put down my second trap. He knocks me out of stealth. I go for my standard opener. Okay, I'm already at half health. And I'm dead. So like instantly there, I have no clue what happened. But apparently Knight of Zoroth hits pretty hard. It's good to know. So I'm looking at the combat log trying to figure out what the hell just happened. So let's see, let's go to the next one here. So there's a lot of fighting in some of these clips. So this time I find a Primalist. Primalists are basically a mix between a hunter and a shaman. They are very durable, they have a lot of healing. Usually not that high damage, pretty mobile as well. So I find this guy out grinding. He's level 44, I'm level 46, so I'm a bit higher level than him. So I open with my standard trap. He knocks me out of stealth. Into my Reb Wrap, Noxious empowerment for the extra damage. You know, trying to get some combo points. Somehow he's immune, I don't know to what. Going to human form, get some heal over time on myself. He pops his banana trinket, so he does a lot more damage. I'm trying to kite, try to go into stealth there, but he knocked me out again. And I'm getting low here, I don't like it. Back into human form again. Serpent Fang to get some healing and damage, and just kite. And you can see he's healing as well here. I'm just trying to kite out. He went into stealth to drop combat. Sit down and eat. I open with my trap into ambush again. I have my rot ticking on him, so I have my poisons. They are doing pretty decent damage, and he's, you know, trying to catch up to me. I root him again. Venomancers can actually shoot webs out behind them to root, which is nice, so if people are chasing you. And this is one of the funny abilities for Primalists. They can turn into a boulder, and Indiana Jones the hell out of here. So he tries to run away, but I'm on his heels. I have my little sprint and my dash. Use my Serpent Fang again just to keep him in combat. I don't want him to mount up. I turn around and I root him with my webs. I'm stunned. I think, yeah, I'm stunned, and bang, he's down. So that was a pretty good fight, I think. I liked fighting Primalist. And we had a second fight. Let's see, I find him again. He's on his mount. Open with my same opener. So now he's probably, you know, understanding that this is how I like to open. I actually edited my opener after a while, because I started with my Brood Trap, but instead of starting with Ambush, I started with using Arachnophobia, which is a fear instead. But I don't do that here, I started with that later. So I follow him again, dash into Trap, into my Ambush, into Reb Wrap, Noxious empowerment for the extra damage. And now he has a full point rot on him, 5 brood marks. And again, I just want to kite them out here. I have no need to stay in melee range against him. I tried to Shadow Melt going to stealth, but I had bleed on me, so I got knocked out. into beetle form. I pop my water elemental pet. This is a trinket that you can get. So he's doing too much damage to me and healing. So I go into burrow, which makes me completely immune. I can unburrow a little bit away, so I use that to gain some distance again. He turns into his boulder. I'm in the under-jonesing out of here. I try to stealth again, but he knocks me out. The boulder does some sort of AoE. So I'm just kiting him again. He's getting low on mana, so I turn around, root him again. There's a murloc sound. I have no idea where that came from. I leave combat, and so does he. So he mounts up. I parasite. I exit parasite again to slow him down. And here he disconnects. So I don't know if he alt F4'd or if the server, you know, went down, but he disconnected. But anyway, it was a good fight. So the next fight, let's see. This is the best fight in my opinion. So I'm out looking for people to fight, and I see the fire on the ground, and I see the warp dagger. So I'm like, okay, there's a rune master here. Rune masters, they can run around in stealth, and they can throw their warp dagger, you know, instant, like they don't have any cooldown. So he's throwing the daggers all over the place, and he can teleport to these daggers. And I want to try and knock him out of stealth without leaving stealth myself. So I see the daggers. I'm trying to track where he's going to go next, which dagger he's going to teleport to. So I plonk down a brood trap on top of his dagger. He throws another dagger, and I'm just waiting to see if he teleports. He throws another dagger, and then they enter in combat. So I find him. So he actually teleported to the right dagger. Or to the dagger I predicted. So I wait a bit, open with my ambush, right into Rebrap. He trinkets, vanishes again. I also pop my my raptor trinket, going to beetle, and try to absorb as much damage as I can. He's doing a lot of damage. I have to burrow and teleport away. Sitting the full burrow, teleport away, shadow meld, so I can drop combat and into stealth. Shadow meld is like a vanish if you use it properly. So here you can see he's throwing the daggers after me, right here, and he's using his flame walk as well. But for some reason, I think he walked into my trap. I burrow into him, but he sits down to eat. I put a new trap on him because I want to cancel his eat and drink. He vanishes again, but he's still rooted, and my spiders go back and hit him. So he can't, you know, sit down and eat and drink or bandage at this point because my spiders are on him. So he throws a new dagger behind me. I take the bait. I don't... and he uses his, like, runway. This is like a speed boost for him. He sits down and eats and drinks again. I plonk down a new trap, knock him out again. Because stealth detection in this game is kind of weird, because it's so hard to find people. So my web wrap is off cooldown again, so I open and I take him down. So that was actually a pretty cool stealth fight in my opinion. So GG to this guy. So let's take a look at the talents. So first of all, I am the stalking specialization. Venomancer, you can be a fortitude tank in beetle form. You can be stalking, basically a cat form. Rot, which is a ranged DPS, and Vizier, which is a healer. But yeah, I'm the stalking one, focusing on spider form. So let's start with the class talents, because you have both a class talent and a specialization talent. Of course, Hive Instinct, that's the one you start with. This is a great spell. It's basically a Thistle Tea for rogues, if you ever played rogue. The only thing that is an issue with this spell, which I think is a mistake, is that it's on the global cooldown, which is really bad. It slows down your burst. It's terrible, so I hope they fix that. The reason why I'm building the way that I am is because I am not level 60 yet. I'm level 52 at the moment, so things are not 100% optimal yet. But yeah, I got for envenom weapons because, again, more damage equals higher chance for my venoms to proc. So this can proc from, let's say I have Rot and Nerubian Sting on the targets. It's damage over time. This is going to proc from that, and this proc is going to proc my venoms. So this is very, very good. Extra agility, extra damage and healing. Of course, my Green Salve. Green Salve is a very good spell. I think it's like a very good rejuvenation spell. But the end of the duration, it has a pretty good heal. Hallucinogenic Venom, you know, mana regen, very, very good. Mana is super important for anyone that plays a hybrid. If you go out of mana, you're basically dead. Spindlebind, very good ability. The root behind you, very strong, low cooldown. And with talents, you can get 2 of these charges. Sandra's Balm or Shadra's Balm, also very nice heal over time. I have these two in my in a cast sequence macro, so I can just spam the same button, and it casts both like after each other. So, you know, very simple. Skin Shredder, of course, you need to have your cheaper shapeshifts. Tome of Ankh, this is basically your Omen of Clarity. Very strong, makes it so that you can do some more burst and don't be so energy starved. The only difference with this and Omen of Clarity is that when this procs, this can actually, the 100% mana reduction also works on shapeshifts. So it's not completely like Omen of Clarity. Oh, we skipped the Reinforced Shell. This is a must-have. This is a super, super duper important talent because this makes it so that your melee attacks are enabled to be parried and dodged while you are in spider and beetle form. So people can't parry or dodge your attacks. That's huge, by the way. That's insane. So you need to have this talent. Versatility and Deadly basically just reduce the damage taken in beetle form, which is nice, but I mainly have it for the increased movement speed, 10%. Pinch, which is basically a disarm in beetle form, very nice when you're fighting a barbarian or whatever. Nice to have. Increased mana regeneration and increased mana and energy and rage, very nice. Again, bigger energy pool and mana pool. Adrenal Venom, I think this is terrible. I don't use it. I only have it because I need Venomize. I'm going to explain why later, but having a 10% increased chance to proc your Venoms is pretty big. Lifeblood, of course, it's a very good defensive, or it's not a very good one. It's a decent defensive cooldown. Reduces my damage taken by 20%, but when I take damage, is also cast Rejuvenation Venom on me, so I get healed. So again, it's like a small, easy cooldown to use. You know, I have it macroed in together with my Harden in my, sorry, in my Beetle form. So I personally have gone for Celerity, which is basically a little sprint, 60% for 10 seconds, 1.5 minute cooldown. I personally like this, but I think this can be better late game if you have a decent amount of crit rating. I don't have that much crit right now, so I just use this because I like the on-command sprint. Cost of all spells and abilities, also very nice. You know, makes your rotations easier. Nice for the mana cost in longer fights. And of course, this one is also very important. Increase your energy and mana regeneration by 20%. This is huge in spider form because you are going to be energy starved almost all the time. So having more energy regen is super, super, super important. Burrow, again, this is basically an ice block with a teleport. It's very strong. If you manage to time it correctly, because it's on a global cooldown, which kind of sucks in my opinion, so you can't swap into beetle form and instantly burrow. You have to wait for 1.5 seconds. I honestly hope they fix that because it would be higher outplay potential. But it's still very, very good. It's good to soak damage just to buy yourself some more time. It's a very good escape tool. You can actually teleport on top of walls. You can teleport, you know, on the other side of trees. It's very, very good. Highly recommended. So let's go over to the class specialization tree. So of course we have Widowmaker, Widow's Kiss. Of course, Nerubian Sting. I don't use it that often, but I do use one Nerubian Sting in my opener. Virulent Resonance for the Bloodmark, of course. Extra crit chance with shadow damage, because shadow damage is basically Widowmaker. So you want to have high crit chance on that and on Rotfang. So extra crit chance is nice. Critical strike chance on Vendafam and the Rubian Sting, you know, 10%, very important. Potency, also very good. Vile Fang, this is very good. This is why I have, when I open on someone, I open with my Venom Fang from Stealth, after Rot, or Brood Trap, of course. Brood Trap, one Venom Fang to apply the 10% more damage taken, and then one Nerubian Sting. Because then I have a damage over time ability that has a chance to generate a blood mark. Because the openers, you're going to be kind of starved for blood marks. It's going to be difficult for you to manage to get a full combo set up in like a web wrap, even though you have 5 seconds. So getting as many blood marks and energy as possible, it's very important. It's going to feel better playing it. So Rotfang, of course, this is like one of my main damaging abilities. It's very strong, especially when you spec into this. So you have a 30, or when you consume your blood marks, you get energy back, which is nice. But this one is super important. Increases the tick rate, so it's going to tick much faster. But it also makes it so that it can critical hit the damage over time. So this is, as far as I understand, this is plague damage. I don't know if that counts as shadow damage, but yeah. Noxious Empowerment, again, 20% extra damage, you know, higher chance to trigger Venoms, which is going to give you energy. I'm going to show you the talent for that later. And higher energy regeneration. Again, very, very good offensive cooldown. Death Spray, so another benefit of having damage over time on the target is that periodic damage now has a 5% chance to remove the energy cost of your next Venom Fang and Windows Kiss within 8 seconds, increasing damage by 20%. So having a damage over time ability, like a dot on the target, is quite nice because this is going to proc and this is going to proc. Let's see. Yeah, this just makes it so that your Rotfang does more damage when they're higher health. Me personally, I went for the lower cooldown on Noxious Empowerment. So this is a 2-minute cooldown instead of a 3-minute one. So I have it up more often. You could go for this, I guess, but like, how often do I attack people? I don't know. I don't like this talent. I think it's bad. Deadly Kiss, you know, higher crit damage against people that are poisoned. Hopefully they are going to be poisoned all the time. Bile Eruption. This is why I picked a Venomizer. So the higher proc chance on Venoms directly, you know, has a impact on this. Triggering a Venom now has a 25% chance to generate 5 energy. You are going to be energy starved if you don't pop Noxious Empowerment. So this is going to help you, you know, get some more energy in your opener and stuff. Lethality, always nice to have. And I went for Nature against Nature. So I don't usually stack Nerubian Sting, but when I do, it's like against very tanky, survivable classes. And if I get 3 stacks of Nerubian Sting on the target, my spells are just going to be like my Widowmaker and my Venom Fang, which is my main damaging abilities outside of Rotfang. They're going to do a lot of damage. So I just like having this extra damage being applied. Contagion, I've only taken this because I need to take it to get down to these rows down here. So I have just basically macroed this into my Rotfang. So I pop this and Rotfang the target. So, you know, again, this is not a cooldown I focus on. I just macro it into other abilities. Same with my Noxious Empowerment. I just macro it into that. So I use it at the same time. One ability that I don't use is Withering Venom. I think this ability is really shit. And the main reason for that is that it doesn't give any blood mark. So, which is weird. It's not that expensive, like 24 energy instead of 33 energy from the Nerubian Sting. And the damage over time lasts for a long time, which is nice if you're gonna knock people out of stealth and stuff. But why doesn't this apply a blood mark? It kind of ruins everything. So my last talent points, because I have 2 more talent points that I can spend before I unlock the bottom row, is going to be Essence of Decay and Tunneler. So I'm going to get 2 charges of Spindlebind. Spindlebind is the route that you can do behind you. And for this side, I think I'm going to go Acute Senses for 5% more agility and intellect. And I'm going to go Master of Venom, so increases the duration of my Venoms by 50%, which is very good. So my gear is very, very simple. It's intellect, spell power, and stamina. That's it. It's super simple. Do not go into agility. It's a big bait and switch, I feel like. A lot of people go agility when they play Venomancers. I haven't tested it, but from my research, it seems like most of the abilities that we have scale from spell power, and intellect. And if we look at this passive right here, when you turn level 20, you get a passive called Prowler. Increases your spell damage by 25% of your intellect and your hit rating by 3% of your intellect. So why people are going agility, I don't know, but I would not do it. I think that's bad. And the good thing about going intellect is that your heals are going to be pretty decent as well, because again, you are going to have to heal in a fight. You are basically a druid. You are hit and run tactic. You're not supposed to face tank people in spider form. You need to kite. So again, if you guys think this was helpful and useful, please leave a like and a follow. And I'm trying to build my YouTube channel right now. So if you guys enjoyed this, please hop over to my YouTube and like and subscribe and leave a comment. And if you have any questions, I will try my best to answer them. So yeah, let's do a /wave. /wave, I can't type. Have a nice day.